I'm going to try to be honest with you. There was a shift where I genuinely could not remember if I gave a patient their medication. Not because I didn't care, because I was that tired. And that scared me more than almost anything else in this job. I used to work at PIC and CFCF prison in Philadelphia. And on my day off, I would work at Germantown Nursing Home before Cortland came in, and also Cobbs Creek Nursing Home. Feeling very stressed because I had personal issue and I had to make a decision that was causing me stress. So I own my own house in Philadelphia, and I was working, I was hustling, like any nurse would do. And the kid's father wasn't working on it at the time, and he decided I kind of pushed it, go to school to become a nurse. I don't know if to me, that backfired in my face, and I'm smiling now, but I wasn't in any situation, and he was driving the car that I bought, going to school, and at night coming out from work, and I would be waiting to be picked up, and he would take his time getting there, and the nurses would say, he dressed better than you, Miss Foster or Patrice, some of my peers call me. And you sure, the DON? Because I work in mostly all the nursing home and the facility, assistant living, and the LTAC facility, and the hospital. So they quite frankly know me. And the DON used to say, you sure he living with you? You sure he living with you? And I'm like, yeah. He's at Atlantic City, because I know that he's always going to Atlantic City. I've went there quite a few times with him, but I'm not the gambling type, so I don't really like the Vegas and the Atlantic City. And when they were telling me, I was just deflecting, ignoring. But deep in my heart, I know something was wrong. And the family, because two nurses in a family, all I saw was powerful. I felt embarrassed. That's point blank. And because every time he was driving the car and I would be taking the bus, because in front of the prison, they let out the inmates at the middle of the night, and I work 3 to 11, so I would come out and I would have to wait, and he never came to pick me up. So I would go and take the bus with the inmates on it. And so the bus driver was very kind enough that dropped them off and drop me off right at my door because feel sorry for me. But it was something that I couldn't wrap my head around, because I never thought that Black woman will be scorned, woman of scorn. I felt rejected. I started messing with my mind, and burned out, exhaustion, you want to call it. But I was like spaced out. I was just going like this, not thinking, not knowing where I'm going. And so on my day off, I went to work at Cobbs Creek Nursing Home, and I was sitting at the nurse's station, and I was just spaced out, still in the moment, because I know that I have to make a decision. I have to leave Philadelphia to come to Georgia. And I did not want to come to Georgia, but the decision had to be made at that time for my own peace of mind. And I was sitting at the nurse's station, and I was just spaced out. The nurses knew that I was going through changes, because more frankly, they're the one that was warning me, but I wasn't taking heed. So it didn't hit me until I actually went and found out that he lived with somebody else. And I had gave my meds, and I was sitting down, and the patient came. The patient was calling, ringing the bell, and the nurse was just looking at me, and I was just in a space, and I got up to give the medication to the patient. And the nurse, I went to the room. The patient was sitting, and I went to give him, Mr. John, give him his medication. And thank God he was alert. He said, "You already gave me your medication." And the nurse came in and kind of grabbed the pill from me and said, "Don't, you already give it. Let's go. So it kind of shielded me, because I didn't, at that point, I don't know if it was, I was exhausted. It's a mixture of exhaustion and dealing with this news and depression. I was just going, I didn't know if I'm going or coming. I'm just there in space, just looking out, sitting there, not doing anything. And I'm glad that I had some of the best nurse around me that kind of took over and kind of pushed me back and said, "Stay in the break room. We'll do this. We'll do everything for you." I don't know how I made it that night. Thanks God there were nurses that care, because I could have made a fatal mistake, give the patient that medication again. And if you know nursing, some patient will take the medication and then hold on to it and say that you gave them, and then you're in trouble. I could have hurt a patient by giving the wrong medication. When I think about it now, it bothers me, because I wasn't fit to work that night. I wasn't fit to work that week. My last shift, each time I go to work, I was always spaced out, because I'm thinking, how could he do this to me? And I felt like a woman that was scorned. And frankly, I didn't think that title belonged to me. So, why am I telling you this? Because right now, there's a nurse everybody's calling out online, Jeffrey, working 16 hours a day times 40 days, telling everybody like it's a badge of honor. And that same week, a 29-year-old forgot a baby in a hot car. Two completely different stories. Same root cause. Nobody's connecting them. How did I feel when I was going through that emotional roller coaster? I felt ashamed. I felt that everyone is looking at me. Some people may not, from the outside looking in, may not understand the situation I'm going through. And like I said before, I'm so grateful for those nurses. I wish I could meet them again to thank them for shielding me. Actually, they protect me. They protect my license so that I could be here now. What I take away from that is, if I'm feeling like that, don't go to work. I mean, it's hard to say don't go to work, but you have to be mentally strong. You have to be alert to survive certain things. And I don't think we talk about it enough, what's going on, what's going on in the life of the nurse. No one cares really what you're going through. The job just wants you to be there, not your emotional, what's going on in your life. You can't bring it to the job. I don't know if it's different for the doctor. I survived it, and thank God I did. And I couldn't do it without having the people around me that kind of understand my situation, even though it wasn't right of me to bring my problem. I knew I shouldn't be at work. But sometimes we push it. This is hitting home for you. The right moment. Like you're in it right now. Drop a comment. I read every single one. I'm just giving you advice, not a lecture, just a friend talking to a friend, nurse to nurse. How you have to start protecting yourself. Boundaries. You have to sleep. Take your rest. Say no more to that extra shift. Stop neglecting yourself. And that's what I do now. I prioritize myself. I'm telling the truth. No matter how hard you try, nurses, your body will make you pay attention eventually. Choose your career wisely, nurses. Take care of yourself. Be safe. If you have a story like this, tell me below.